My relationship with my parents was great. I mean, I don't know, I loved and adored my parents, you know. My parents loved and adored me. It started off, I guess, with just not listening and doing what I wanted to do, going out when I wanted to go out, hanging out with friends that they didn't want me to hang out with. And my circle of friends was the, let's do things that's not good for you. And it was a regular basis of smoking and drinking every day. The first time I smoked weed, I was 9 years old, and I ended up getting it from a friend of mine. It didn't become a normal thing until I was about 18 or 19 years old. And it turned from me being able to stop to I can't stop. I need this every day. I was 21 years old. I had met my future wife. She was my best friend's cousin. When we first met, we weren't using. We were just clean. We drank every once in a while. We ended up getting married, had a daughter. We both got in a car accident, and I ended up getting prescription painkillers from my doctor, and it sent both of us on a spiral out of control to everyday usage. To say it was affecting my life was an understatement. It wasn't oh, I can go and get this drug anytime I want. It was, I have to have this drug. It was, I can't work without it. I can't sleep without it. I can't eat without it. I can't raise my daughter without it. I can't do anything. I can't live without it. So we switched drugs. We switched from doing pills to Coke. And that just made it worse, because then we were using both, not just one. We ended up breaking up, and we went our separate ways, and my mom called CPS and took custody of my daughter. I always held on to the fact that I was a decent father. I did everything I could. I would always buy her stuff before I bought myself stuff. She would eat before I would eat. It was incredibly difficult, and it's a really sad time. And yeah. Literally, I'd be in jail for 2 months, get out, I'd be out for a week, and then I'd go right back to jail for 2 months. Seeing my daughter come to the jail and seeing her scream and cry because she wanted to come hug me or come say hi or, you know, hold me or stay with me, and she couldn't, that was my lowest point. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have all these plans when I get out. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stay clean, I'm gonna try this. And the second your feet hit the outside world, I gotta get fixed. I gotta get high. I knew something had to change. I just didn't know how. And my mom said there's a new church starting in Enumclaw. So I was like, okay, why not? So I go. They handed out these little ribbons. They told everyone to go up and drop the ribbons off at the cross. And I'm literally like shaking out of my skin. I'm nervous just because I'm a week and a half clean at this point. I think 2 weeks clean. I'm white knuckling it. I go up and I drop my ribbon at the feet of the cross. And as soon as the ribbon hit the floor, it was like the sensation over my body was incredible. It was instantaneous. Everything was okay. I'm at peace. I don't want to use. I literally went back to my seat and collapsed because I just felt like 300 pounds had been lifted off my back. I was like, man, I don't know what that was, but it's fantastic. I feel great. I've never felt anything like that before in my life, ever, ever. Doing the soundboard at church has taught me fulfillment in bringing what I felt to anybody else. Like when the worship team is worshiping and I'm back there mixing everything perfect, and I'll have the hair stand up on the back of on my arms, and like I'll look up and I'll just see hands raised all through the church, and it's like that feeling to me is priceless. I can't explain it. It's beautiful. I've been clean for, at this time, almost 3 years. I ended up getting full custody of my daughter back. I never would have guessed that I could have had this life. I never would have thought it was possible. God knocking at the door, trying to say, hey, there's an easier way to do this. And it was me just slamming it in his face 24/7. For him to still keep knocking is incredible. I don't know what I would be without God.